coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades. Here's your host, Gary Anderson.
And we are back. I'm just waiting for that thunder to go by. You know, one thing, we got a special right now. If you're an author of a book and you want to promote it, you can get on our website. Our normal price to have your book up on our website is $99 a month. But if you type in Gary and the email and you want your book, promoted for a month and mentioned on our show, you can have your promo of your book and being mentioned 5 nights a week for just $69. Hey, it's very easy. Contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com or check our website out. Hey, guys, we are back. Ryan, go ahead. Let's hear these other last few.
But this is the one I've been saving. This is the one. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I said the one where the two sisters, where the two sisters saw the UFO. I said that one ties in tonight. This is the one I was talking about that ties in tonight. I apologize for that, but I've been saving this one, and I'm glad I could tell it tonight. So this comes out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. This happened back in July. Now I know that's quite a ways, quite a ways over with. But anyways, it says here. Her name is Susan. That's all she would give me. And I've spent, months talking to this lady, and she's very nice. She seems credible. She doesn't seem too out there. But like I said, we've been talking for a long time. So this is how this one goes. So she was just taking her dogs in, and she was getting ready to go for a hike. And like I said, this is in Minneapolis. So she decided to start her hike off. She said it was around 8:30 at night. So she starts hiking. She said about an hour into it, she was starting to get very tired for some reason. So she stopped for a minute, took a drink. She bent over. She started getting a headache. So all of a sudden, she stood back up. She saw a bright light flash, and all of a sudden, she's sitting back on her porch. Now, this is what she says happened. She looks up. She sees a craft, and then all of a sudden, she sees herself on it for 1 to 2 seconds. She can see herself, and she's looking at herself. And all of a sudden, she's back on the trail, getting ready to jog again. Now, that's all I can get out of her. And I saved that for tonight because of of your guest. People from extraterrestrials from the future. Now, what do you guys think of that one?
I think that one is scary. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I'd say definitely maybe an abduction going on there, loss of time, missing time. Definitely sounds like there's some stuff going on for sure.
It's got everything. I'm telling you, it's got everything to it. I mean, and that's all she can tell me each time is that same story. Like I really wish she would go get a regression done because, I mean, I would love to hear what happened. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't want to because she already said after she starts telling the one part, I know she starts to get upset about seeing herself, because she has no idea what happened. So
now, when did this take place? Did she tell you?
What's that?
How long ago did it take place?
Oh, this happened in July of this year. I said it happened a while ago. I've been hanging on to it for a while though, because it's I know it sounds crazy, but it also is a very solid story. This lady seems very credible. She seems to be sane, and that's over email and, and I talked to her on the phone once, but it was only for a couple minutes because she had to get off. But yeah, she's I think she's 56 years old. So she's not a young person, but she seems very credible. I mean, it happened on July 19th.
So whereabouts was she jogging? Was it in the country or in the city or where?
You know what? She won't give me she only said she was from Minneapolis. I've asked several times if she'd give me a specific street or an area, and she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to tell me the town. She doesn't want to tell me the name of the road or anything like that. She just keeps telling me Minneapolis.
Interesting. I don't see why she wouldn't tell you. At least, if it was out in the woods or out, stadium.
Well, she said it was in a park area. It was definitely in a park area, she said. But she just won't tell me the name of it. She won't tell me the name of any other place around it. She said it was definitely in a park setting. So what I'm picturing in my head is, some trees and stuff like that around and, kind of a dirt track. I mean, that's what I'm thinking of. And that's what I told her. And she said I was, almost correct. The only thing I was wrong about is there was an empty field on the right side, and there was a couple benches off to the right, and then behind the benches, the tree line starts again. So, but yeah, that's about it. But yeah, that's such a crazy account. I mean, I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. But
well,
it's pretty wild.
I like the things like Terry Lovelace or Calvin Parker or a few other people. Like Calvin Parker and his buddy was on a dock, illegally fishing on a private dock. But then they saw, lights, and then they saw these robots that came and stunned them and took them aboard and experimented on them. Lovelace was, they went out and thought they were on state property across from the, the state campground where they were on federal property. But again, they were abducted, taken aboard, experimented on. And that, a lot of people hold that in for a long time, Ryan, before they start talking about it because they're scared. I mean, a lot of people don't want to be associated. A majority of people that have been abducted aren't going to tell people they've been abducted for a couple of reasons. One, they don't want people looking at them. They don't want people pointing their finger at them when they walk, in the grocery store. Two is they don't want people thinking they're nuts.
Yep. This is also too so once you get digging and you dig a little deeper, you find out that this wasn't her first account. Now she did have an account she believes when she was a lot younger. She says between the ages of 10 and 15 years old. And then she said another time happened, she believes, whenever she was in her 20s. Now that after she told me that, and this was after probably 2 months of talking to her, and since she didn't tell me that right off the bat, I kind of, I don't know how to take that. But, after talking to her for a little bit longer, then I realized, maybe she's telling the truth about that. But, yeah, you're right. Usually a lot of people hold these in and don't want to talk about it. But, yeah, she contacted me actually by mistake. So,
well, that's good. But, I kept my encounter, what happened in the mid-'70s, quiet. For years, the same as the Bigfoot thing, because I didn't want people pointing their fingers at me and saying, oh, hey, Gary's kind of like, one of his oars are missing. So a lot of people, when they go through this, they just keep their mouth shut. And that actually does more damage to them psychologically by keeping quiet.
Yeah.
But again, if you go up to your brother, your sister, your aunt or cousin or your next door neighbor or one of your coworkers and you say, I think I was abducted by aliens. Woo! What are they going to think? They're going to think, oh, I want to get away from this person. Now, James has a couple reports he wants to talk about. James, go ahead. Jump in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got, I've been getting a lot of reports within the last month anyway. They're all kind of new, current. And both cryptids and UFOs. As a matter of fact, Gary, I've got 2 UFOs reports from your state, Washington. And one of them it was a cross-shaped object, and that was out of Auburn, and that was on February 12th. And it goes something like this. A little around 6 p.m. on the evening of the 12th of February over Auburn, Washington, the witness was merely walking out of her garage at her home when she noticed a strange cross-shaped object overhead. She would immediately alert her husband, who would take out his iPhone and begin filming the strange aerial vehicle. The witness would describe the object as holographic. In her report, she would further state it had a sporadic quality to its movements, so much so that she was certain it was not a plane, helicopter, or any other conventional aircraft. They would continue to watch the strange craft until it disappeared from their sight into the distance. When the object had vanished from their sight, the witness could hear a strange drone-type buzzing sound that appeared to be coming from a short distance away from where they had seen the object. They would suspect that this was a terrestrial craft that was monitoring the strange and seemingly overworldly craft that they had seen. And that was one of them. And then there's another one here. Let's see.
Hey,
yeah,
James,
that was kind of.
I have a similar one like that from Montana. That's odd that you say that, because that one was where, in Washington?
Yeah, that was Washington on February 12th. Now here's another one.
Yeah, I got one out of
February.
Montana. Same exact description. Sorry, go ahead.
This one is on February 21st, and it's in the town in Washington called Snohomish, something like that, I think it's pronounced. But anyway, they had a picture, and the picture, it's a saucer-shaped craft, was captured over Snohomish in the state of Washington on the 21st of February. The sighting was made at just short of 11 p.m. when the witness saw several white lights hovering over their property. In fact, they had witnessed them on several occasions during the days leading up to the incident when they managed to capture a picture of a glowing object. Now, although they at first believed the object was to be a drone when viewed with the naked eye, however, when they used binoculars, it very much appeared saucer-shaped. What's more, it appeared to have several strange red and white lights on it. And that one was on February 25th. Or 21st, I'm sorry. I don't know what to make of that one. But that's two of them out of Washington State anyway.
Yeah, Auburn is only about 25 miles from me, too. That's not that far.
Oh, wow. Now, there was another report here. This one's out of Pennsylvania. There's not much to it other than it was near the, and I've been to this place before, King of Prussia Mall. And it was a strange incident, was recorded, it's been recorded. And it was from the highway from Pennsylvania, which I think would probably be around Interstate 70, I believe, because I've been there. But anyway, it was near the King of Prussia Mall, and that was on the evening of February 16th. Now, the recording shows looks like a fleet of strange objects hovering overhead. And there was many people witnessed this. There's not much more report going into it other than it says that it looked like a fleet of them, and they were kind of hovering. There was no noise involved at all. And there was several cars that kind of pulled over the highway to view this also. And that was on the 16th of February in Pennsylvania.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right
and I know that...
Yeah, right outside of Philly.
I was going to say that King of Prussia, I know that's over toward the eastern part of Pennsylvania, I think near Philadelphia, and, a lot of population over that way.
Yep, south of Philadelphia.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of Bigfoots and dogman sightings and cryptid sightings, too. I don't know, I got a couple of those. You want me to...
Well, yeah, that's what I was expecting, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay, here's one. As we drove around a wide bend in the road, we noticed two tall, dark creatures walk out of the forest to my left. I slammed on the brakes and stopped about 30 feet from them. They seemed oblivious to us as they walked onto the road and barely gave us a glance. They crossed in front of the car and leaped over a ditch, then into the forest. I quickly hit the gas pedal and drove for about a quarter mile. I then pulled over to collect myself. My daughter, who was 15, was sitting with a shocked look and not moving. My heart was racing and I was shaking uncontrollably. Both creatures were about 7 foot tall and massively built. I was surprised by the amount of dark reddish hair they both had and how proportionate their bodies were to humans. I saw the face of one of the creatures briefly as it glanced at us. The nose was very broad, but the rest of the face was similar to those you see on TV that are supposed to be cavemen. They walked upright like humans and didn't slouch. I believe they were both male. And that was a report that came in, that was, I think, about 3 weeks ago, if I believe right. I forgot to write it down, but that's about when it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was a bizarre one for sure. And let's see, there's another one here. Okay, here we go. Out of the woods came a Bigfoot. The creature stopped behind a tree, and then it began to peek out from behind the tree at the hunter. The hunter said it was like he was playing peekaboo with me, like a little kid would. He was surprised. Although not frightened by the incident, he watched this activity for what seemed like an hour, although he realized it was probably only about 15 minutes. Now, the distance from the tree stand, the creature was only about 40 feet away. He described it as